in the pistol.
Now, this, I think, with all the data that we saw in the match build-up, is going to be a fascinating map in this series, as much as Vertigo was as well. Very T-sided affair from both squads. Could this be a hard read from fnatic? Nikador's going to be, well, he was holding that pixel angle. KRIMZ appears to be ready as well. One must hit the headshots. A lot of P2000s in this match, Nikadors and Mezi. 2 is a lot, 40%, and it's delivering the first 2 kills as well. KRIMZ trying to move. Oh, that's the fadeaway, the 180 as well. 4 versus 2. fnatic are starting well, but the job's not done just yet. 2 players remain. Jame falling away with the bomb. He has the flash, Flit has the flashes as well, so no one to flash him in here. He's just got to try and do something himself. He's found a P2000, but he's also taken one in the face through the lip of the balcony, so he's still alive for now.
At least outsiders have 2 guns that can get quick picks at range. And Jame is hoping the distraction over in the apartments can allow him to do something. I don't think fnatic will overlook this, though. It's been quiet for far too long. So the player at bench will be watching. Little tag landed onto Mezi, and now he decides to come back to A, and oh, actually they're faking going back to A. 28 seconds left. Flit is going to try and make noise. Jame needs this kill though, and he won't get it. Bomb dropped. Flit can only play for frags, and even that won't be a possibility. fnatic off to a strong start again.
It's so interesting though how outsiders use absolutely everything they have. Just 2 of them remaining. Bomb quietly slinks away. Leave 1 player still showing, trying to keep as many players in position as possible so Jame can look for opportunities. And then the same as his teammate rotates off. Can't find the duel though as he's carrying the bomb. Loses it here on short. Allows fnatic to reap the rewards of those earlier frags.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of the Outsiders style, is that it's so mentally taxing to play them, because at any point they're still playing to fully win the round. They're just going to draw it out. They're going to try and find any edge they can. You got to stay focused for a hell of a long time against Outsiders. But they have now added players like Chiron and Fame who can definitely up the pace when needed. Not in this round though, not when you got Glocks and a couple of P250s.
Everyone knows I'm a Sanji fan, but one has to admit that Chiron is an exceptional player. Really good first map from him. We'll see about the second. He can hear that jump. He knows that someone's up to some nonsense. What are they carrying? Well, that will certainly help slow things down. Bomb drop top mid. He knows one's around the corner. How deep will the CTs go to try and find it? You can see KRIMZ having a look, trying to catch somebody off guard. Not quite seeing Jame. He will appear now. Again, fnatic are just like, they're just trying to, like, their attention to detail is really, really great to see. It's very promising. And it's definitely necessary to conquer a team such as Outsiders.
It's one of the things I love about fnatic is, I think part of the reason why they had such a struggle against Outsiders previously is they are trying to play quite a methodical game. They are trying to play, you know, somewhat similar to Outsiders in a sense, where they think everything through. But Outsiders were just a little bit better at that across the board in the past. Now Mezi's getting more time to develop as an in-game leader. The other players alongside him also improving. Now we get our gun round. Jame has actually kept some money in the bank with a Tech 9 in this one. Figured, I can't afford the AWP. I'm going to keep some cash left behind for the future.
Was he given another incendiary to throw top boxes, Nikadors? I think he's lost his lineup there. Because he threw one immediately, but here he is with another one. So again, it seems that fnatic have some hard counters to the plans of Outsiders. Not quite going back for the back boxes, but Roy was able to strafe cancel while running backwards and deliver the kill. That is not the easiest one to do. Very nice work from them. Outsiders remain with 3 rifles and a Tech 9 in the hands of Jame, 2 smokes and a Molotov. And no real advantage in this third round.
Yeah, that's really impressive from Roy to have that presence of mind ready for the counter strafe. Now the CTs will sit back into a more standard setup. I think they figure Mezzy needs some support on B with just an MP9 as that anchor, so KRIMZ will be alongside him. And the utility from Outsiders is really lacking here. These AKs need to land some crisp headshots on the entry.
Chiron domed immediately. Doesn't last long. Kicker is going to be entertained by Mezzy, who's just killing time. He's just allowing rotation for his teammates, and he does that a lot. We saw it in the first map as well. Jame and Outsiders have nothing to show for this round. The AKs will be collected by fnatic. Trophies from their 3-0 so far. Clean sheet remains.
Yeah, nice play from fnatic on the mid control. Going for it aggressively with a few players initially, but Roy makes sure to back up. You see, there's not much of a chance to react. And then, as you were pointing out, KRIMZ set up so successfully. And normally we talk about how good Outsiders are at always doing damage, while fnatic just keep everyone alive. They're going to be building that bank. And this is where that extra money for Jame comes into play, as he gets an AK.
I'm keeping an eye on the utility usage by Katowice at the beginning of these rounds, because again, it is partly a warning sign to Outsiders. We saw a deep HE grenade towards top mid there, which they slightly ate Outsiders, but those are warning signs for them as well. That fnatic are extremely prepared for this series. When the buy rounds come, I'm curious to see if he'll end up with a second incendiary again towards the back boxes as the window gets smoked, but we'll have to look for that in later rounds. Outsiders again will try to do what they can. Jame with the single AK-47. Don't want to allow fnatic to build their economy.
Yeah, another example of Outsiders making every round sweaty. Gonna need a shower after you play Outsiders, that's for sure. Roy spots some info at mid. James going for this boost. It's not always easy to take this fight, but instead he gets a pick towards short. Now that AK will be recovered by Chiron, so they can just keep trying to cycle that AK, do more and more damage, but with 30 seconds, the bomb's actually trying to go B alone here.
Again, using the plays in mid to just keep fnatic focused on that, keep them entertained, pull them away from the main target, but Mezzy's starting to wonder, pre-firing the windows. Oh, he's running out of bullets. They might actually win this round at this point. They've been completely outmaneuvered. Another thing Outsiders do, we saw this in the pistol round, even when they had 2 players left, but that bomb still needs to get planted. Short plant coming through. No angle for Roy, he starts to creep in. It's become so desperate all of a sudden. 2 versus 2. Hold on a second. That's a big dig from Kicker. A second one. And Fame will come in for the third. Outsiders entertaining, just dangling toys in front of fnatic. They're trying to grab them in mid as the bomb sneaks into B.
It's never easy, is it? It's never easy against Outsiders. And yeah, Janko pointed that out earlier in the pregame, that they love that B lurk. And especially with such little time left on the clock, it's just so awkward for Mezzy there. He's sitting there thinking, okay, I haven't really heard anything towards B. I'm low on ammo. I'll try and focus on the short side of the push if it comes in. That leaves B open. Now we've got a double AWP setup for fnatic. And again, it's KRIMZ on the AWP. We saw that a little on the first map. He'll be over towards the B apartments.
The Outsiders chess game. Make sure you had a good breakfast, because you're going to be burning calories trying to keep abreast of what Outsiders are doing through these slow rounds. No round is a given versus Outsiders, as we can see.
That's a great analogy for it, because chess players do burn like loads of calories when they're playing their games. Mentally taxing, it actually happens. It's a thing. Got to stay focused at all times.
A swing through mid. Double AWPs for fnatic. So KRIMZ will be posted up. Seen it more and more. As Keita said, he's an AWPer, and he does keep delivering. Might be an underrated part of his repertoire at this point, KRIMZ, but he's about to be tested. Creeping forward now. Oh, he's missed a shot on this occasion. Seen at least 2 players. That smoke will help with the rotation. Mezzy's here as well. Can't drop the bomb carrier though, but KRIMZ is still posted up. Targets are on the way. Sees the barrel. Roy will take the place of Mezzi. Big problems now for Outsiders. 17 seconds, and Jame will try to escape with the AWP. He may just be able to do that. Indeed, it looks like he will. No! Oh, will he? Nika does. Never mind the rifle, the AWP, the one shot, and goodbye. Denied by fnatic.
Absolutely denied. He dodged all the other bullets, and then one just gets him through the wall. Jame won't be too pleased about that, but fnatic will be delighted. And what a great example of how KRIMZ doesn't really land the shots, doesn't really get the kills, but still does a solid job at just surviving and always being there on the bomb site. This is the wall bang. Oof. Got him. Yeah, that's what KRIMZ can provide to this team. So stable. Even if he's missing shots, he's doing what he needs to do for the team.
Including dropping that smoke as well. Ooh, very nice. Okay. Tasty one. So that smoke is super important to hold some space for the CTs, but also to allow rotation through the door easier. Staying alive there was very, very important. Definitely slowed things down for Outsiders. 4-1. Another dangerous round. Jame demands an AWP. No Kevlar required, and Chiron has an AK-47. Let's not forget Chiron's output in the first game of this series. Let's not forget what Outsiders did with the one AK to get their first round on the board. Still a very dangerous round. Roy delivering once again with the molly at back boxes. And Outsiders will put a smoke there. You could see Jame creeping with the AWP again. Outsiders, like magnets, just drawing attention in the mid position. With the right timing, that might allow Jame to activate.
Bomb has still been left behind, but they are starting to move in towards this A site. Connector play at the ready. They're through connector. Roy needs to be careful because he's baited into the waiting arms of Jame, and Fasha can't find anything. They may not have the bomb, but they may not need it. They've got 2 entries onto the site, and now they will go back to try and get that bomb down safely. Oh, careful. Nikodos is here with the AWP. They're not really covering that bomb cross to the site, but it looks like Kicker might be okay. Oh,
Jame delivers again. And there's no angle to defend from this bomb, to defend this bomb site. It will be planted 2 versus 4. It's unbelievable how Outsiders force fnatic to move their positions to defend an area to allow somebody to post up elsewhere. They force a jungle player to pay attention to mid, to allow Jame to post up from Palace to jungle. So when those players who made it to connector make their way through, Roy has to try and defend it, has to go into the reticle of Jame, and has to take one to the chest. It is beautiful to see how they construct these situations for themselves. Just the 2 rifles, but the numbers are also what count. Pulling fnatic from pillar to post.
Fame almost died to the bomb there, top mid. Just about survived. But yeah, I feel like if you're fnatic, you're sitting there going, okay, last round, we got the wall bang. We got the AWP out of James' hands, finally. And he just goes glass cannon. And the fact that he doesn't have Kevlar barely comes into play in this round because of how they set him up.
I know, just think about the threat level. If you think everything's green at the beginning of the round, then the threat level for the mid position goes amber and then starts to go red as Outsiders make their way towards connector. fnatic have to position themselves to defend those areas, and meanwhile, James just slowly moving into position. So when you try and change your priorities, he'll punish you for your insolence.
Has James forgot that he was glass cannon last round? I don't think he's bought Kevlar. Oh, oopsie. We've all done it. We've all been that. Maybe someone will remind him?
Nope, not me. I've never made a mistake in Counter-Strike.
Never. Never in your life. All right, well, we'll see if that lack of Kevlar is a factor for Jame.
If somebody throws a grenade at him and it hits him, then explodes, he will die. 101 in 2 hits. That's what will happen right now. Fasha or KRIMZ could have the grenade of their lives. Probably won't happen, but it could happen. We have to hold on to that thought. I want to see it.
I like to be a believer. I like to get excited about things. I'm with you.
That round was glorious, honestly.
Yeah, beautifully played. And now fnatic are down to a slightly weakened bite. Still got a couple of AWPs in play of their own. Outsiders just spreading out into that default. They've set this slow pace throughout the majority of their gun rounds.
What's the equivalent of like a congressional library? You know, where they just put like a moment in time or something? Stick that round in there.
Yeah, yeah. Deserves to be seen again and again.
45 seconds, and fnatic do not know what is coming their way. They have the 2 orcs once again. And once more, their focus is being pulled to defending the mid position. Fash will at least get some information. Royce is over to Desert Eagle. Outsiders, though, with all these players in mid, will start to move into A, which has no CTs on it whatsoever. fnatic take mid, but the bomb should be planted on A. Nikados delivering once again. Very important position to hold here as fnatic are on the retake now. Double AWP retake versus Jame, who is quite elevated. Sees an elbow, salivating. They're lining up for him as well. It'll just be KRIMZ though. 2v2. There's a smoke. Mezzy could try and create space, but where's Jame gone now? They'll find out in the most painful fashion. Mezzy walks to his doom. Again, fnatic drawn out of position completely. A site abandoned. Everybody in mid. Outsiders walk in for free. The door is open. It's a burglary on A.
Bro, James just playing Counter-Strike so well that he genuinely doesn't need Kevlar. He's like, yep, that's a fight for me. You're not going to get to shoot me back anyway. What a way to save money. That's so well played again from Outsiders, though. As you were pointing out, the timing windows are so brief on those sorts of plays, but they always find them.
He's just realized he's naked, and he is suited up now. The Kevlar is on for Jame.
That wasn't even him at full power.
But again, the urgency from fnatic, they're so concerned with the mid position. Let's not forget the mollies and stuff that we've seen. They're now Outsiders are using that against them.
Will have some assistance. It is a clean up for Fame and Outsiders. Fame is so good in that underpass position. Seriously, you got to watch this guy. He's so good at just knowing when he needs to survive, when he needs to get active, and landing incredibly quick shots.
I wonder if they perhaps overcommitted to the mid area after what happened last round when you had 2 players in connector and Jame was in position. There was no one on A. It was empty.
Finally back to a pretty good buy for fnatic. Again, no kit for them. Have to keep that in mind. Nikados looking for the opening pick. It was a good idea, but he doesn't land the shot necessary. So we'll have to just sit back into connector.
3 CTs in connector, no one on A whatsoever. This time it's Kicker lurking in Palace. Jame is elsewhere. Carrying the bomb towards the ramp. Again, there's plenty of urgency for fnatic. Now jockeying for position around connector. Roy delivers once again. KRIMZ is here if help is required. Look at the swing coming through. There's no trade though. Fame looking for a third one, but KRIMZ is here. Nikados now lost his position, hiding behind the smoke. Chiron creeping towards jungle. One in CT as well. They're losing all the positions here. If it goes up on the ladder to try and find Chiron, he might get shot from A. Doesn't know where to look. Chiron coming through now with a second frag. KRIMZ to trade. They know where he is. 1 versus 2. And one of them's Jame. Rather you than me, KRIMZ.
Decides it's not doable. Again, Fame able to get that double kill. His aim is just so crispy. And then Chiron, the other skilled rifler added to the team, just sneaks into position. You saw Nikados was always aware of the possibility, but Chiron makes sure that he's never spotted, never visible as he sneaks into position. And then I love the confidence to just wide swing onto the window players. I'm not sure it was the highest percentage play, but when you've got aim and you're feeling confident, why not? Left KRIMZ in an unwinnable possession.
Timeout from fnatic, and I was hoping, well, that they would do this because they need to take a moment here. They are fighting in mid, and sometimes they're winning, but even when they do, around connector, between connector and jungle, they're getting stuck in the mud. Outsiders won't let them go any further. It is proving difficult. You could see Nikados felt like he was on an island there, had to run into the smoke, didn't know what was coming, wasn't well positioned for it with the AWP. So awkward. And now Outsiders find themselves in the lead in what has to be said, spectacular fashion in terms of how they are out-positioning fnatic. fnatic just putting up boots constantly. KRIMZ will have the hero AK-47 in this round. Fash has got no one to play off of. He's here alone.
Yeah, not an easy position to play. KRIMZ coming in with a good headshot. Okay, KRIMZ tapping another head. Flash doesn't look great, but the shots certainly do. Chiron looking to clean up some of the other players, but KRIMZ still playing around with this AK. Mezzy gets another one, and this low buy could work out, but it's still Jame alive. And KRIMZ just backs up into connector, not giving anything away.
Nikados has been heard though, so he knows where the CT rotator is.
Oh,
does he peek mid? Does he peek mid? Oh, he hasn't seen it! He completely missed him! Completely zone focused. That is a rare one from Jame, but fantastic from KRIMZ, using his Pistolero teammates as bait in CT, just re-emerging from the smoke, not where they were expecting him to be. Really using that AK well. Hero rifle, we can do it too. Ooh.
Damn. Didn't even have his gun out initially.
Live flashing before his eyes. Jame never saw it coming. But again, round 11, both teams on the bye. This mid area will be a problem. More lurkers in Palace and Ramp for Outsiders. Just going back to Old Faithful. I don't know if fnatic have solved this problem yet.
Hoping they can play around that connector smoke. And they can. Roy spots Fame over the top. KRIMZ comes in to help. Finally, fnatic win those mid fights. And now this A play feels so much weaker. You don't have to be scared of mid. You can fully focus on these A players. And even though Chiron has moved up into Sandwich, he's still got to get towards the site. Oh, man.
Trigger discipline from Nikados. fnatic starting to understand the Palace problem. You saw them molly over the stairs on that occasion, but Jame is probably falling back here. So much to do, but we'll see. But again, they know so many rounds they've come from Palace and Ramp after the mid-action. Behind cover, molly to separate the players. Kicket stuck for a while. Nikados pressing forward as well, taking the game to the Outsiders. Can't give them the control for free.
Outsiders have still been setting this pace of, I wouldn't say slow rounds, but we haven't seen any really quick site executes from spawn. And I feel like Outsiders sometimes can be very good at knowing just when the right moment is to switch the pace and just finally go for one of those early site executes that might catch you out. So I wonder if we'll see that at some point towards the end of this half. For now, it is just a save on the long barrel. And fnatic back into the lead.
This is a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. Meanwhile,
Complexity here to play.
Love to see it. Let's go 3 maps.
Why the hell not?
Same for this one. Outsiders trail by 1 map. They trail by 1 round on Mirage. An overpass decider would be very interesting indeed. We'll see how deep both these teams can go. Oh, Roy's messed up his molly. Bit too close to the wall there. The common response in mid has gone. How will this change their approach? The back boxes are for free. They've lost so many jewels at the beginning of some of these rounds, I feel like, Outsiders. Roy has been instrumental around connector. And again, a similar situation. Outsiders this time gonna start creeping on ramp. Just change things up a bit. We can see Fasher by default. But normally the A play has been the response to the action in mid. Changing things around now. Nikados maybe spotting something in Palace. Fasher popping out, but stereo frags on the A bomb site for Outsiders is a fantastic start.
Yeah, they'll go back to get that bomb with the A site firmly in their control. Even though it's going to take a while to be delivered, I don't know if fnatic even want to go for this. Maybe see if you could get a kill or two if outsiders overextend, but I doubt that will happen. As you were pointing out, Roy, I don't even know if I could believe it. The fact that he's got 7 opening kills, it's crazy. 7 of his 10 kills are opening duels. That's mental, if that's the case.
It is very mentally stimulating how both these teams are trying to constantly adjust to each other, learn the patterns, learn the behaviors, and then try and mix it up. fnatic proactive on A, now outsiders the same earlier in the round before all the engagements in that mid position. And if Roy lands the molly there, top mid instead of hitting the wall, I don't know if outsiders make the same play. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. We will never know. But what we do know is that the score is currently tied in a very engaging series of Counter-Strike between fnatic and outsiders. Timeout taken by fnatic now, maybe to discuss the changes, what we've learned from that round. Outsiders mixing things up, just creeping into that A-bomb site, winning the duels as well. Kind of been an easy one for, I think it was Kicker who took down Nikodos after he'd already fired a shot at him towards Palace. But here we are. They'll have all the tools they need, fnatic. A very full buy from them.
That's fnatic's final timeout they just took. We're only 13 rounds in, lads.
It's a stressful series. Outsiders, I mean, considering what they've been doing to fnatic around connected jungle on A especially, I can understand that completely.
Yeah, I wonder if fnatic had a sort of game plan coming into this that just hasn't gone right for them, and they want to get that reminded to the players. Definitely something to remember, though, if fnatic struggle in the second half. Right now it is that same default for outsiders with a little less focus on mid this time. Players coming through the underpass will eventually allow this competition to begin for mid control. It's been a hotly contested area of the map. It's Roy who is on a mission to move into top mid. Support behind him. Flit looking for the tight angle, spots them both but only gets one. And Fame comes in for the execution from underpass. And he backs up, not allowing the trade against him.
Again, we see that strat from fnatic, trying to force them out from the boxes. Doesn't work their way. There's no one in CT. Nikodos is in an extremely awkward position with the AWP. We'll see what he chooses to do. Fame stuck in the apartments, doesn't have the bomb though. So if he entertains there, that means there's only 2 left. Nikodos with the boost. Jame was never going to be expecting that. That's a great way to respond to a bad position. But they have all the information now. They know where all the fnatic players are. Going for a fast plant with some cover as they start to make their way towards CT. 3v3. fnatic looking for another round in this half. KRIMZ making his way towards connector now. One in the Palace, one by Sandwich in the red in Chiron. A smoke for fnatic. They can try to cut the options out. The trajectory will tell them where half these players are. So far, so good. 1 versus 3. Smoke in the Palace. Fame walks to his doom. And fnatic secure another difficult round.
Really cool way for fnatic to play that 3v4. As you said, there is literally no way in hell you expect 2 players stacked in jungle when they're in a 3-on-4 like that. So it's a nice way of getting the boost over the top, getting it back to the 3-on-3, and then being able to coordinate for this retake. KRIMZ arriving a little late, but arriving in time, finally was able to catch out Fame, who he saw earlier in the round. That's a little more like it for fnatic. That mid control seems like it's a pretty solid idea for them early, even when they go down from it.
Ooh,
seems to be winning them rounds.
The molly for back boxes is too high, so it's not landing properly. And we're back to a familiar fight. So interesting, this tussle for control. Roy looking to come out again. He is behind the smoke. Flit eats the flashbang. So far, so good. But look at the bunch up again. Flit's a sacrificial lamb, pulling them to mid as they look to execute on the B bomb site. Once again, they've been outmaneuvered by outsiders. 4-on-4 now. As fnatic try to stop this plant. Bomb being dropped so Jame can post up in the apartments. They are surrounded by fnatic, but they have to go into the angles, and it will prove to be very painful indeed. Jame having a look towards short now. See that little bounce off of the ceiling? Being as careful as possible. if there was a AWP, it might mean getting legged instead of getting hit in the chest. I think RPK was famous for that back in the day on Cash, in older versions of the game, bouncing out mid off the ceiling.
What a switch up from Outsiders, man. They're always giving different looks at the right times. fnatic go for the mid aggression again, but this is where we finally get a faster sight pop towards B. We haven't really seen that throughout the half, and you can see fnatic have started to focus so heavily on mid that Mezzy was in a position where he was going to be in trouble. Even if he got one kill, it wouldn't have put them in a great position. And then Outsiders into the post plant just need the one shot from Jame. They set him up. See just how focused fnatic were on mid. And Outsiders find the call for the fast sight play at the right time.
Fantastic series so far.
So interesting. And the plays have been great too. The individuals have been sharp. It's had it all.
Very high tier, yes. Yeah, but have a look at Nikados. In the last round, he's missed a shot. The strafe cancel from Fame, just putting him off enough. That's the go command on the B bomb site. Mezzy's got the sound cues, going for that short area, but he will be traded by Chiron. There's so much position here. KRIMZ can't really press forward with that molly now. Slow rotation from fnatic. They know there could be creepers from Outsiders. Who takes the lead at half-time? Jame moving into the angle. KRIMZ will deny him for now. Will Jame post up again? Fasha wondering where the rest are. This is going to be real tough. There's a fair amount of utility here for fnatic if they can find an angle to use it. Chiron boosted up. That might be the end of the line for fnatic. Roy in a 1 versus 4 after a fantastic half of CS. Outsiders lead by 1. Huge action behind us. Huge action in front of us after the break.
They've been good on the cleanup crew with the anti-ecos that have gone almost wrong. Floppy, that 4K at the bottom of...
on Inferno.
Yeah, at the bottom of mid on Inferno. He's been kind of the sanitation engineer of the team. Great nades, though.
Good Galil work.
Things can quickly get out of hand if you don't appear 100% focused. 16-8 for Vitality on this map. Complexity looking for a 16-5. Well, maybe that will instantly not be the case. Graham looking to take speed here. Actually, a trade comes down.
Another cleanup. Oh, they've got him pinned. Nade with his name on it. It's that short peek that's coming out.
Nade. They organized that so well.
Can Jabby stop them, though? Grim 4 health. Reload's going to tell Jabby all he needs to know. It's about the timing. Grim.
He's worried about it, but Grim, he actually gets out of dodge. Oh, Jabby. He can follow them down. Now, the thing is, it's heroic, okay? They might reasonably expect this to be re-cleared, but not at this exact moment. It is very smart of Jabby just to keep walking.
But he's just steps behind.
It's a question of whether or not he has to pause, because if they get to a certain spot...
Will Cole think about it? If they kill Shush instantly, then Jabby... Oh, dude, and Shush looks away. Still able to put up 1. Both positions known. Halzer 2 HP, Shush on 13. Looks like they've strung it all together. Yeah, Halzer hands busy, he's doomed. Okay, Shush, critical time to get some impact. Prior to that moment, 7 and 17.
And Jabby as well.
Okay. It did feel like they had it wrapped up the whole time with how quickly Jabby got onto that flank, but it also relied on Shush locking in a kill or 2.
Absolutely, because then they'll start looking at their flanks. There's no one else to draw attention away from it.
And if at any moment they decided to throw that Molotov behind them just for the sake of it, then Jabby can't get into that fight as quick as he does. So nice by Shush there. Had full health, engaged with 2, slips in behind Green, and is going to give Heroic a chance to extend this game.
Oh, the flash is bad. No one peeks. Did they win bottom B control? I don't think they did. Oh, they did.
Yeah, they just walked through the smoke.
Yeah, they were so fast.
Not afraid of it. If they're trying to isolate.
Both teams adjusting to each other in an explosive first half. Amazing T rounds from Outsiders, but now it's fnatic's turn. A very disciplined squad, as we've seen from them in the past. Do they have the temerity to 2-0 Outsiders, with Mirage being the second map? What do you think?
Oh, it feels tough with how Outsiders are playing right now. This feels like the kind of map they can grind out with the way they've been switching things up and with their players playing pretty damn well. I feel like Outsiders might have this, but I'd love for Fnatic to be able to prove me wrong.
Noise has been cut. Fame going for the pixel peak. Mezzi's got the flash. Nothing doing just yet.
It's so quiet. I feel like I'm in a library. I feel like I shouldn't talk.
Did he see an elbow? I don't know. So he's only seen one so far, but there's many more where they came from. KRIMZ here as well with a great tap. That is not an easy one tap from KRIMZ, but he's made it work. Another one from KRIMZ. Hold on a second. 5 versus 3. Very patient shots of the USP, and rotation is here. All 5 around this bomb site. Fame will finally drop. That's the first frag for Fnatic. Maybe not enough. 2 versus 4. Trying to get that bomb plant at the very least. They'll do that. But what of the frags? KRIMZ and Jame are very low. This could still turn around. Let's not forget all those clutches we saw from Fnatic as a squad on Vertigo. Can they do the same in the pistol? James rotating up short. Look at the numbers bunching up together. Mezzi falling back now, trying to isolate the fights as best he can. But he's got so many frags to find. And KRIMZ delivers his 4th headshot. Merciless from KRIMZ. And he won't be given the defuse after all those frags.
Gotta give him the defuse, man. Come on, he earned it. What a round from KRIMZ. Can see why he's been brought into this team. Solid as hell with the shots he's landing. It's not easy to pick a player out of the air like that. And then these other kills just so quick. Barely any time for Fnatic to respond to some of these shots he's landing. Even after getting dinked, he still has impact. And because he got all these kills, he could just about afford to drop that AWP over to Jame.
Beautiful work from KRIMZ.
Oh, this is nice info. Underpass clear, mid also open. Got to tell your site anchors to be ready for a potential quick pop.
2 smokes, no flashes. An incendiary in the hands of Roy, who isn't in Palace. There's no one dark though. No one in that shadow position. Well then. Patience from Fnatic. As we said before, they're disciplined. Maybe Mezzi's the man who swings with the Desert Eagle. Creating space for these 3 Galils. Outsiders, look how fast their rotation will be. They've got 4 players essentially in mid. And Kicker having a look towards A. He spotted a bomb carrier. That's the first one he finds. And flips here for the transfer. They need to cross with no utility. The AWP over the scout leaves 2 Galils versus the 4 of Outsiders. How many more frags can they get? Mezzi trying to do the best he can. Only good for 1 more kill. 2 frags, no plant. That'll have to be enough for Fnatic.
Welcome to the server. Flit just doubled his kill count with a quad kill in that round. And he's someone who is normally so damn good on Mirage, especially on CT side. Watch out for Flit playing over towards B short often in the past. Yeah, the nice timing on the smoke to Palace then. You get the players into position from mid. Lovely transfer. And Outsiders now in a pretty comfortable position. The nade stack.
Oh my days! That's got to be a hard read. They've been watching the demos. That's amazing. How many rounds have you seen where a T-side are like, all right, we're going to nade the window behind the smoke, and the CT say, all right, they're going to nade the window behind the smoke, we're going to nade them behind their own smoke before they nade us. You don't see that. That was awesome.
Yeah, the CTs are just like, hey, we get here first. Our nades are going to beat yours.
I love that because
So sick.
fnatic look like they have depth to them.
Yeah.
They've clearly worked really hard, especially to counter outsiders. But for outsiders to do this to them, they've got to go deep if they want to take this away from outsiders. We're in for a really good second half of Counter-Strike here. That was amazing.
Early A aggression here from Kicker. Utility will not be effective. Mezzi able to dodge the flash, and now fnatic look to pounce on this bomb site. Fasher with a second entry, and outsiders might be out of this round. I don't think they can do anything here.
See what the timing is like for fnatic. They've pretty much secured the crucial choke points for the time being. A resmoke will be necessary as the bomb is collected. Outsiders moving away to the B bomb site. This is quite the firefight we have on our hands here. fnatic over the years have built quite a special fan base. Not every recent year has been amazing, but this team is definitely giving people a reason to get behind them. Very, very good work against an opponent like outsiders as well. Of course, they've got much more work to do, but it looks very, very promising. They were so comfortable on Vertigo with the AKs, everybody with exceptional plays. The support from KRIMZ, we saw the flashes on the desk, but also the trade fragging as well. The entries from Roy, Fasher, Mezzi, the AWPing from Nikodos, everything really looking good for fnatic. And it will need to be if they want to take this over the line. As we saw on Vertigo, the score was huge at halftime, but outsiders stormed back. Here, they're already in the lead.
fnatic showing us something completely different from what outsiders were running in that first half. A fast play after they get the initial pick. They had players ready towards A, ready to back that up quickly. Can they go for it again? Grouped heavily towards A in this round also. Kicker, as that A anchor, hasn't been having his best game, but this time Jame is here to help. That could be a big difference maker. Is there a flash coming? You would think there must be.
I was going to say there has to be if you haven't identified where Jame is, but they'll identify where he is the painful way. Now that's a hard one to use your AKs on. Roy's still lurking around the apartment, and the bomb's not fully committed to A just yet. But if they were to show the bomb, they would likely lose the bomb if Jame stays in situ, but he is changing his position at present. 4 players focused around the A bomb site. We can see Roy slowly heading towards the connector position. Fame playing short, holding down 2 jobs. But outsiders are keeping proactive, still moving around, very active in that CT position, Jame and Chiron. Very strong angle. Now, will Nikodos show the bomb? So nerve-wracking here. Still, all they know is that one person is throwing junk from the ramp. There's a 2-man swing. Jame, the patience, waits for the target. Beautiful work from him. Mezzi, 1 versus 4 now. Just the 1 kill there for fnatic. The trigger discipline from Jame after 2 players jump past him to take down a bomb carrier afterwards, no less.
Yeah, Jame has really found his form here on this map. On the first map over on Vertigo, I felt like he was missing plenty of shots that he would normally hit, but now we're seeing consistent Jame landing the shots that he's meant to, and also picking his positions wisely. He saw the A site fall in the previous round. He's just so wide on stairs that maybe they weren't expecting that angle. And you've always got to be ready for Jame. He's really good at switching it up. fnatic with a similar start to the round. 4 players outside A again. Roy looking to maybe lurk and pressure mid, but this time we will see the full execute commitment into A.
What does Kicker do? Drops the smoke on CT. He has some space to play around with it. Spotting KRIMZ's head. We've got more grenades coming his way. CT support flashes towards the bench. Kicker eats that one, though. Not getting much of anything. fnatic being careful, but this is all of their utility. They have nothing left. Their pockets are empty. Just the guns in their hands. 2 players still in connector. Roy still waiting to flank as we see a reposition from Fame into the window. A stalemate of sorts. There's time on the clock for fnatic, but they're going to have to find these entries dry. Waiting for that smoke to go as Flit starts to creep in connector. Still Roy waiting. He hasn't been activated just yet. And Jame finds himself in CT. Great angle on Nikadoz. How do they get the bomb plant now? Roy will allow them to go for a short plant if they can get that far. Kick up, creeping forward. Jame holding the angle. The numbers are dwindling now. KRIMZ has got multiple jobs. Needs to frag, also needs to plant. Spots James' head. 3 plays in CT, 30 seconds on the clock. And we've got Fame coming in from jungle as well. Roy's got 25 seconds to find 2 frags. He's got nothing to use apart from his body, and Jame will take that kindly. 13 rounds for Outsiders, 3 away from a 3rd map now.
James just farming them, man. That's a 3K, a 3K, and a 4K. Back to back to back. Again on this A site, just so patient. And I think for fnatic, yes, you gain some ground towards the site and stairs with all that utility. But to be able to have the cohesion to work together and cover the right angles when those nades finally fade, it's just so damn hard to do. And Outsiders realized that. They realized if they wait it out, they're going to be in a good position. And look at the buy now for fnatic. We've got a hero AK alongside pistols. Fast Palace pop could maybe work. No one really watching that right now, especially with this B fake in play.
Just a 1 round for fnatic so far in this half. This would be a much needed 2nd one for them. Doesn't look so likely though. Kicker just tickling the box. The bomb's been planted. They've secured the money at the very least. Now, Jame looks to be covering the cross to CT for KRIMZ, who will try to close the distance with the Tech 9. And now it's down to Mezzy. 1v4. Question of damage now, but Jame not waiting around as Outsiders move to 14.
Second half has been brutal for fnatic. Just a single round win. And even that came off of those 2 quick entries towards A, where Outsiders took the fight a little more proactively. Since then, they've just played pretty safe. I mean, you can see Kicker, in all these rounds, he's barely getting kills as the A anchor. He's always just playing for info, playing to survive, and making sure his teammates get into position. fnatic have really been banging their heads against the wall on that A bomb site. Is it time to change now, facing a 14-8 deficit? It's the same strat, it's the same setup from fnatic here at the start. 4 towards A, Roy lurking towards mid.
I think they're aiming for a short plant here.
Surely the focus is getting the bomb down sooner this time.
Yeah, the timing didn't work out for them on previous occasion. Well, that's a great start. Again, Kicker playing around the smoke. But as things are delayed here, as things slow down, KRIMZ has the last smoke, Roy has the last flash, and that's that. But Roy, again, is in that he's still waiting to creep into mid. So a minute on the clock, we're in a similar situation here. And Jame is allowed to activate. Kicker plays off of the distraction from his teammate, and it starts to collapse again. Rotating now, Jame, last seen in jungle, heading towards CT. Roy on that flank eventually, but Nikadoz has to stay alive. Big headshot from him. Roy can't deliver though. Nikadoz in the clutch. Jame just waiting on CT. It's got all the sound cues for his teammate. Fame says hello. There's the F, but where is the J? He thinks CT safe because we saw Jame in jungle, but he's in CT. Surely he emerges eventually. Indeed he will. Another round in the bag for Outsiders. Very hard to break on Mirage.
Yeah, they're just still getting stalled out. And once they get stalled out, Jame is always there to land 1 or 2 key kills. It really looks like fnatic thought this was a game plan that would be effective. They thought they had a way into this A bomb site. But with the way these rounds are shaping up, you just have to play so perfectly once you get stalled out like that. You have to be able to either sacrifice players to get towards the site or get trades that are so quick, and it's so hard to do that. 15-8 Outsiders. fnatic with a single T round. It's been a bit of a non-starter for them. Can they do anything here on their T side to make Outsiders scared?
Kicker with the opening frag.
It's not looking good, boss.
Great timing from him. And indeed, it is not. I don't know if fnatic yet have the solution. We can see they've put the work in, but there's definitely more work to do against the CT side of Outsiders. One step ahead in this half. Superior angles. Great read on the situation. Very frustrating half for fnatic. 3 remain. KRIMZ starting to peek out. Kickout's gone from Palace to CT. Back to his usual. Leave Maui to fill in the rest. There's the bomb dropped to the floor now. Fasher and Mezzi. 2 versus 5. 500 HP Outsiders. There's the first damage now. Fasher and Mezzi have got so much to do. I can't see Jame missing. So hard to bait the shot from him. So hard to bait that shot. 24 seconds. And now it's down to Mezzi. All right then. Nice headshot from him. But there's too many man on road. Outsiders storm to victory on Mirage and force a deciding map of Overpass.
It was just a no contest. It looked like it was going to be a competitive map from the first half, but that second half was brutal. That was Outsiders at their best. And fnatic are going to have to find answers.
Over to Heku in the Hall of Heroes.
Dustin, I know you want to join your guys real quick. Just one real quick question.